What's up, Nerd4Jinsei here. Today I would like to talk about speed tuning. Alright, for those of you who haven't played gacha before, speed tuning is where you decide the order in which your heroes are going to go in your team by adjusting the speed of your heroes, okay? And unfortunately, when it comes to Exos Heroes, we have a lot less options. We're a lot more limited when it comes to customizing the stats of our heroes. Usually there's all kinds of gear sets, some for speed, some for attack, etc., etc. So we can really customize our heroes. However, like I said, Exos Heroes were a bit more limited. However, we do still have some control. All right. Obviously, when say one hero has 50 speed, another one has 80 speed, there's no way to close that gap. There's no way to make the one that has 50 speed go before the one that has 80 speed. However, some heroes that um, have similar speeds or very close speeds, you can choose which one's going to go first by putting gear that has higher speed on the one that has, say, like 52 speed over the one that has 51 speed, or vice versa, right? And this can affect the way your team functions. All right. I do have to say, when it comes to PvE, this is probably going to be completely useless, irrelevant. I haven't thought of an instance where this will really come into play PvE wise. This is really strictly only for PvP and only for those who are really hardcore about it, right? That really want to climb and push their team to the next level. Aside from that, it's not going to be useful, so you can just stop listening now if you'd like. Alright, so when it comes to trying to adjust speed and speed tuning our characters, there are three options that we have. Two of them are a lot more reliable than the last. So first we have gear. Like I just said, say you have gloves and one has 3 speed, one has 4 speed. Put 4 speed on the one that you want to go before, on the character you want to go before, and then 3 on the one you want to go after, right? Next we have Unleash Potential. I mentioned in my Unleash Potential video that Unleash Potential for Dagus, the tree had attack speed, which I really wasn't happy about. And upon thinking about speed tuning, I'm actually even less happy. I'll get into that later. Um, and then lastly, we have fusion of cores, core fusion, right? So when you upgrade your cores, usually using Mew and stuff like that, it just upgrades health and attack and stuff. But when you fuse, you upgrade all of the more miscellaneous stats, including speed. However, like I said, this is way less reliable. One, when you fuse, it is random, the stats that you get, right? There's different grades. So you might get +1 speed, you might get +3 speed. Don't know. Also, right, who has multiple cores to fuse? That's a very rare thing, unless you're a mega whale and you can just pull as many cores as you want. It's not going to happen. And then if you're super lucky, you might get multiple cores to fuse. But, say you want that person to go behind someone, not before, you're not going to not fuse cores to make someone stronger just because you don't want it to mess up your speed tuning, right? In some games, that might be a thing. But like I said, in Exos Heroes, where speed tuning and adjusting your stats is highly limited, I really don't think people will be doing that, all right? Anyway, let's get into some examples using some of the meta characters that are being used in PvP right now. Alright, so I've jumped here into the Hero Journal. I'm going to give a few examples of, heroes that, once again, are in the meta, that are used quite often in PvP, and some combinations of them where you might want to think about which ones you want to go first. Alright, so first of all, we have Anastasia. Where's Anastasia? Alright, Anastasia. So Anastasia at level 75 has 32 she has 32 speed. Okay? And another character that is heavily used in the meta is Illum, right? And Illum has 34 speed. So Illum naturally goes before Anastasia. However, they are close enough that if you were to try and speed tune, you could get Anastasia to go before Illum. But why would you want to do this? And the answer is FC Annie. Right? There's probably other examples, but I use FC Annie, so this is the example that I have noticed in Arena where it could help you. So I usually use FC Anna to silence Illum, right? Because either I want to focus Illum first because Illum's the tank and I know they're going to get in my way, or I focused someone else, I focused the DPS, and I got them low, and then Illum taunted me. So I have to hit Illum. And because I have to hit Illum gains a bunch of mana, and then Illum's going to be able to use their skill 1, and that thing hurts. It seriously hurts, and sometimes it can one-shot someone. So I usually use Fciana skill 1 to silence Illum, so all they can do is auto-attack. Alright? However, Anastasia, assuming she has enough mana, right? She might not have enough mana, but say I said Fciana, but say Anastasia, right? You speed to your Anastasia, so she goes before Illum. Now, that means even if I silence Illum, on turn 1, Anastasia, on AI, I'm talking about defense, if your team's on defense, well, offense, you're manually controlling, so you're going to do the right move anyway, right? But Anastasia will automatically use her skill 1, right? Her heal, which cleanses. Therefore, the silence goes away, so Illum can now use their abilities, even though I tried to silence them, right? This is a big thing, actually. It seems really small, possibly, but it really does affect me in Arena. I don't, unfortunately, have Illum, nor do I have Bathory. But when I do face teams that have Illum, FC Illum, and Bathory and all that, it really matters how I'm going to play the match, depending on if Anastasia goes before or after the Illum. Okay? So it really does matter. So that's example 1. Let's get into another one. Alright, for our next example, we're going to use Dagus. Once again, we're going to use Dagus in combination with Anastasia. Dagus basically fits the same role as Illum, right? He's a tank, he has really high base defense, he also has block as his passive, so he provokes everybody, right? So again, what happens is someone on your team gets low, Dagus will provoke, and then Fciani will skill 1 on Dagus, okay? Silencing him, which means he can't use his Ages of Faith, which increases his own HP and shares health with allies, which is a really strong ability. And not only is it just a strong ability, but it's also an ability that I really like to use because it means I don't have to attack, which means I can let Dragon Blood passive stacks fall off the enemy team, because I usually use him and Anastasia will go in succession, right? So if Anastasia goes and uses a heal, and then he goes and uses Ages of Faith, I don't have to attack anybody, dragon stacks fall off, and then my DPS can follow up and kill people, alright? However, if he's silenced, he can't do that, and he will have to attack. This is why I really want my Anastasia to go before Dagus, right? So when it comes to the Unleash potential, I would purposely not get the speed increase because I want my Anastasia to go before Dagus, use her heal, cleanse him so he can use his skill 1 and increase his HP and share health, alright? Whereas if he went before Anastasia, he would just be forced to auto attack. 1, he doesn't do much damage. 2, it means I'm probably going to put a Dragon Blood stack on somebody. And, 3, I don't get to use my Ages of Faith, which is a really strong ability, and it's something I want to be able to use. Alright? So that's another example. And again, these might seem like really small things, but, when you're trying to really push forward in PvP, you want to maximize your team as much as possible. Now, for a third and final example, we will use, let's see, we're going to use Xion, Rochelle, and Rudley, okay? Rochelle has 96 speed, Rudley has 95, and Xion has 90. However, if you use Unleash Potential on Xion and upgrade his speed all the way, he will come out with 96 speed, I believe, which is tied with Rochelle. Both Rochelle and Xion are faster than Rudley. However, they're definitely close together in speed that, depending on what gear you have on what unit, Rudley could go before either one of them, right? But what you want is you want them to go before Rudley. For example, say you decide to put Xion first, right? Because of Rochelle's passive, he automatically gives 1 mana to the back row, I believe. Let me just check real quick, make sure I don't make a fool of myself. Yes, alright. Which means on turn 1, Xion will be able to use his skill 1. He might outright kill someone, if so nice, but say they're using Bathory, or say he just gets them low and doesn't kill them. That means Rudley will start generating mana every single turn because he's an Earth Elemental hero, right? So say you're using Rochelle, Redley, and Xeon. You first go with Xeon, he gets someone low. Redley's going to get a mana the next turn. Rochelle goes, he attacks whoever, and then Redley's going to get another mana, which means by the time Redley goes, he's going to have 3 mana, which means you can use your skill 1 on turn 1 if you want to. Okay? Whereas, say you just weren't paying attention to, what gear you're putting on who, and Redley goes before either of them, that's not going to happen. Okay? So, again, I don't think I've ever seen Rochelle, Xeon, and Redley on the same team, and if I have, it's really rare, but, I don't know what teams people are using. I'm sure someone out there is using that combo, okay? Because they're all really strong heroes. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope this helped, and I hope this was like something new that you didn't think about. I've been struggling when it comes to like interesting videos to make, and this is what I came up with. Alright? Anyway, I'll see you next time. Peace.